Hey everyone, and welcome to today's deep dive. Today, we're unpacking a really fascinating philosophical framework that's designed to help us find meaning in some of life's absolutely hardest moments. This material comes from the teachings and writings of Shui Feng, the founder of Life China Yuan, specifically focusing on the essence of being human. Now, regardless of where you're at right now, even if you're facing some massive hurdles, this text offers an incredibly unique way to completely rewire your mindset. Ready to jump into the spiritual journey? Let's get right into it.
So here's our roadmap for this explainer. We're going to break these pretty deep concepts down into 5 key parts. First, a flawless universal program. Second, the power of contentment. Third, gratitude at the edge. Fourth, cherishing every encounter. And finally, the fragrance of paradise.
All right, let's jump straight into part 1, a flawless universal program, and the idea of exact cause and effect. The text makes it absolutely clear. The core of being human really just boils down to 3 things: being content, being grateful, and cherishing what you have. And here's the kicker. The source material stresses that these 3 pillars don't come with preconditions. It literally doesn't matter if you're in pain, starving, or feeling totally isolated. These rules still apply. It's not just a nice thought for when things are going great, it's presented as a survival law for adversity.
To really wrap our heads around these principles, we have to understand the why behind them. According to Shui Feng's writings, there are 0 accidents in the universe. None. Life unfolds through absolute cause and effect, running on precise mathematical logic. In this framework, everything, from the sun and the earth down to plants, animals, and us humans, is operating inside this flawless, unbroken program.
This sets up 2 completely different ways of looking at the world. Normally, when we run into people who are cruel or untrustworthy, our gut reaction is to point the finger, right? But the text introduces what we can call the mirror of karma. It uses this really vivid analogy. If a flower lacks fragrance, you shouldn't blame the butterflies for not showing up. Basically, don't blame the people around you. If you attracted them, it's a cosmic debt being repaid. The argument is, if you didn't owe a debt to the world, you wouldn't be here in the first place.
Moving right along to part 2, the power of contentment and what it takes to actually become a rich soul. The text uses this really engaging call and response rhythm here. It asks what is probably the most skeptical question you could think of. I have absolutely nothing. Should I still feel content? Imagine being in extreme poverty. It's the ultimate stress test for this philosophy.
And the answer it gives is uncompromising. It says, yes. Even if you're digging through a garbage heap and find a broken bowl, as long as you can still walk and can still see the blue sky, the white clouds, and the flowing water, you literally lack nothing. The text argues that true contentment makes you incredibly wealthy on the inside, completely independent of your material wealth.
This mindset introduces a specific concept from the teachings known as high-level life. Contentment is the hallmark of this higher state. Once you hit that level of genuine contentment, your whole world expands. The clear breeze, the bright moon, even heaven itself becomes yours. So it's not just a change in attitude, it's framed as an actual elevation of your existence. Okay, let's shift into part 3, gratitude at the edge, or as the text frames it, the art of turning back from death.
Once again, the source material throws out an incredibly sharp rhetorical question to really push the boundaries. Should I be grateful when I am starving?
The response here is pretty stunning. The text argues that even if you literally only have 10 minutes left to live, you should still be grateful. In this view, gratitude isn't just about being polite, it's a lifeline. It's the hand that pulls you back from the edge of the cliff. As long as you have breath and consciousness, gratitude is presented as your absolute strongest tool for reversing your fate.
Now for part 4, cherishing every encounter, and the concept of repaying your cosmic debt.
This brings us to what is easily the most visceral, challenging scenario in the entire text. It asks, but others humiliate me. They even piss on my head. Should I still cherish this? It's the ultimate hypothetical of extreme injustice and conflict. Honestly, it sounds impossible, right?
Yet the text says absolutely yes. Why on earth would you cherish humiliation? Well, Shui Feng breaks it down. It's a golden opportunity to repay your cosmic debt. The universe's net is wide and nothing slips through. The deception or oppression you face is just an account being settled. Beyond that, cherishing acts as a gentle medicine for emotional bonds, and it supposedly invites unseen help from the divine. It acts as a shield for all the good things you already have.
The argument is, be glad you're clearing the ledger now, because avoiding it means a much harsher reality in the next cycle.
Which brings us to our final section, Part 5, the fragrance of paradise and the ultimate cosmic transformation. At this point, the text lays out two completely different ultimate fates. It states that good has no ceiling and evil has no floor. If you sit in the dark and remain ungrateful and discontent, things are just going to endlessly deteriorate. But if you manage to practice contentment, gratitude, and cherishing, even when things are incredibly dark, you actually turn the wheel of fate toward light and total transformation.
There's a brilliant quote here that really clarifies the whole point. Shufang writes, "I am not teaching you to be a good person. I am guiding you to feel the fragrance of paradise." This shows that the text isn't concerned with conventional everyday morality. It's not about getting a pat on the back from society. It's about a profound, internal spiritual shift.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with something to really chew on. Think about a hardship you're dealing with right this second. Looking through this cosmic framework, what debt might you be repaying? And how would your reality shift if you immediately started practicing contentment, gratitude, and cherishment? I hope diving into the essence of being human today has given you a fresh perspective to think about. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll catch you next time.